Okay, today inshallah we're going to talk about the two pledges that the people of Medina took with the Prophet ﷺ. If you remember the last time we talked about it, that we said in the 11th years of prophethood, okay, there were 6 people who came to Medina, came to Hajj, and the Prophet ﷺ talked to them. He say, I want to talk to you. They talked to him, and the Prophet ﷺ introduced Islam to them, and they knew about that there is a prophet. We talked about this before, that the Jews told them that this is the time for a prophet. Anyhow, the 6 people embraced Islam, okay, and they went to Medina, but it was very secretive. Nobody talked about anything, but they embraced Islam and they went back to Medina. The second year, which is the 12th year of the prophethood, 12 people came back, the Prophet ﷺ. 5 of them were among the 6 that they embraced Islam a year ago. But the 12 people came in and they secretly met with the Prophet ﷺ, because Quraysh had eyes all over the place. They want to limit the movement of Muhammad ﷺ, and the people also from Medina, these people coming with groups, and they want to do everything in secret. So they send somebody to the Prophet ﷺ in secret, and they told him that we want to meet with you after midnight in Aqabah. Aqabah is a place in Mina. Anybody who went to you know where we throw the stones. This place is called Aqabah. So they met with the Prophet ﷺ at night, and they waited until their people went to sleep, and they sneaked out and went to the Prophet ﷺ, and they sat with the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ took the Pledge of Allegiance with these people. But it is very intriguing. These are 12 people that they are very scared. They want to do everything in secrecy, but the Prophet ﷺ, this is the pledge that he took from them. And I want you to pay attention. They told him, what do you want us to do, Ya Rasulullah? What is your conditions? What is the conditions of the pledge? And he say, أَلَّا تُشْرِكُوا بِاللَّهِ شَيْئًا, that never worship anybody but Allah. That's okay, this is good. وَلَا تَسْرِقُوا, you never steal. This is what he took from them. وَلَا تَزْنُوا, you never commit adultery. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ, do not kill your children. وَلَا تَأْتُونَ بِبُهْتَانٍ تَفْتَرُونَهُ بَيْنَ أَيْدِيكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ, nor you never utter or slander, intentionally forging falsehood. You never ever do that. You understand this? وَلَا تَعْصُونِ فِي مَعْرُوفٍ, not disobey me in any fair or just matter. فَمَنْ وَفَّى, these people, Prophet ﷺ is desperate to have people to follow him, but he is giving them the entire Islam. There is no ifs and buts. فَمَنْ وَفَّى مِنْكُمْ فَأَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ, whoever fulfill this, his reward is guaranteed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ أَصَابَ شَيْئًا مِنْ ذَلِكَ فَعُوقِبَ فِي الدُّنْيَا فَهُوَ كَفَّارَةٌ لَهُ. But if you ever, any one of you who commit one of these violations and was punished in this dunya, this is redemption for him. But if you commit that sin, any of these sins, and you do not get punished in this dunya, your affairs is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether he forgive you or punish you. And I want you to think about what we do. This is the Prophet ﷺ, like I told you. This is a window Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened for him. This is really the only hope for him at that time, the only hope. And instead of making things rosy for people, you know, sometimes when we have somebody wants to embrace Islam, we tell him Islam is the best of the best. You're never gonna have any problem in your life, and we make things rosy for him or her, huh? And we're not honest. We're not telling these people that Islam is tremendous responsibility. Wallahi, I learned from one of my sheikhs. This is 45 years ago. People come to the masjid and they want to embrace Islam. And the people standing there say takbir. He say no takbir, no takbir. He take the people to his office and ask straightforward question, challenging them. What are you trying to do? What attracts you to Islam? What do you think Islam is? What do you know? What your commitment to Islam? Do you know what it takes to be a Muslim? We have to tell them. The Prophet ﷺ, think about this. He is already talking to them about stealing, adultery, making falsehood, everything. And he say, at this point in time, people did not really embrace Islam yet. Only 5 people and 7 people just listening to him. And he say, if you commit that sin, you will be punished. If you are punished in this dunya, that's okay. This is will take you off the hook. But if you're not, your affairs in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very serious, very serious. There is nothing that when we talk to people about Islam, I'm not going to say we're not honest. We are so happy. We just want to get these people in the field of Islam regardless. And this is, I'm not saying that you throw them away, or you make their life miserable, or you make it difficult for them. But we need to be honest with the people. This is for 3 years. 3 years, nobody embraced Islam. And this is a light Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent it to him. But he does not fool anybody. He does not say anything, does not make things rosy at all. It is not, the Prophet ﷺ, from day one, he say, Iman, Islam, is not something settled in your heart. It's settled in your heart. But if it has to show on your limbs. It's not only a feeling. I love Allah and I believe in Allah, but my action does not manifest this in any way, shape, or form. From day one, he say this is a real way of life. It's not just something ideology that you just believe in and everything is good. Now, the Prophet ﷺ, when they took the pledge, the Prophet ﷺ sent the first ambassador in Islam. The first ambassador in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ took these people and sent with them Mus'ab ibn Umayr. Mus'ab ibn Umayr has beautiful story, beautiful, past. If you think about Mus'ab ibn Umayr, when he became Muslim in Mecca, he was called Tawus Mecca, the peacock. He was the most beautiful, physically, the most beautiful young man. And he was very rich. His mother was a billionaire at that time. And when Mus'ab ibn Umayr walked in an alley, 2 hours after he woke, people know that Mus'ab was walking from here because of the perfume and the misk that he bought. And he used to be called Tawus Mecca, the peacock of Mecca. When he embraced Islam, his wife pushed him to leave Islam and to threaten him. What did I say? Wife? Oh, he didn't have a wife. Okay, he's lucky. He was lucky at that time. He doesn't have a wife that always tell him do this, do. Now, so Mus'ab told his mother, you know how much I love you, but if you have 7 souls and each soul leave your body in front of me, I'm not going to leave Islam. When he went to Medina, he was very, very poor, very poor. He gave all the money, everything, and he went. And he used to wear like funny clothes, but he's very poor. And the Prophet ﷺ, every time he looked at him, he looked at the Sahaba and he say, look what Iman did with your brother. Iman is destroyed him. I mean physically, but spiritually he was there. Now, Mus'ab ibn Umayr, when he died in the Battle of Uhud. When he died, they did not find a piece of clothes to wrap him in. If they cover his face, his leg will be exposed. And if they cover his leg, his face will be exposed. The Prophet ﷺ, he say, when the Prophet ﷺ, they went to him and the Prophet ﷺ started crying. And he said, cover his face and put some branches of tree or something like this to cover his feet. But Mus'ab ibn Umayr anyhow, Mus'ab ibn Umayr went to Medina with these people. And one of the people who embraced the Islam the year before is As'ad ibn Zurara, a very, very famous companion. And he hosted Mus'ab ibn Umayr. When he went to Medina, As'ad, he hosted Mus'ab ibn Umayr. Mus'ab, he understood the job that the Prophet ﷺ charged him with. It is unbelievable what he did. And he went, so he really worked hard. And him and As'ad ibn Zurara. And one day they were sitting talking to some of the new converts in Medina. And one of the leaders of Medina he's a chief of two clans, very powerful guy. It's called Usayd ibn Khudayr, very, very famous guy. And he's a chief of two clans. When he saw them, and the people talked about Mus'ab, that Mus'ab and his friend Usayd ibn Khudayr, they really playing with people's head. So that guy, he went with his armor, with his spears, and he started yelling at them. He really want to kill both of them. And he approached them with his spear, cursing, swearing, accusing them of fooling people, and order them to stop. I do not want you to propagate this deen. I do not want to hear any of this. Mus'ab very calmly, he say, Ya Sayyid Fulan. Sayyid means, oh, you master of the two clans. So he is praising him. He say, I want to ask you one thing. You sit down with us, and I am gonna listen to what I say. If this is something that you're gonna like, you can approve it. If it is something that you dislike, I assure you, I'm gonna stop. Now, As'ad ibn Zurara, he is the one who's reporting that incident. As'ad, he say, by Allah. Mus'ab start reciting the Quran. He say, by Allah, we saw Islam in his face without saying anything. Just Mus'ab is reciting the Quran. He say, by Allah, فَوَاللَّهِ لَعَرَفْنَا فِي وَجْهِهِ الْإِسْلَامِ. By Allah, we saw Islam in his face before he uttered any word. His pleasure and satisfaction, his face was lit. And he said, how good and beautiful this is. So the guy come to kill them, and the ulama say, this is one of the blessings of the Quran. The Quran, when somebody goes to the Quran, not in a biased form, you just to go with a clean heart. You can be ignorant, but you just to go, you do not have an ideology in your head. And this guy, he want to kill them. And he say, I do not want to see your faces. I do not want you to propagate this. And he say, by Allah, we saw Islam in his face before he uttered anything. And then he asked, what are the procedures to embrace what you guys have, Islam? Immediately he became Muslim. few days after that, and this is the ni'am of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 2 days after this, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, I don't know if you guys know, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh is one of the top companions.
He was the leader of the Aus.
Naam, he's the leader of the Aus. Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, when he died, the Prophet ﷺ say 80,000 angels pray janazah on him. When he died, he say لقد اهتز عرش الرحمن. The arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was shaking when Sa'd ibn Mu'adh died. When you hear something like this, don't think about physical shaking, okay? We do not know what that means, but it's just to show you how good this person is. Now, he also is the leader of half the Medina. He is the leader of this. Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he did the same exact thing. He did not know about Asad ibn Hudayr, and he went and he became Muslim by the same way. Mus'ab calmly, he say, just sit down and listen. Mus'ab did, you know, today when we talk about Islam, we talk about the miraculous nature, the miraculous scientific nature of the Quran, which is the miraculous language of the Quran. Everything about the Quran is miraculous. And we go talk to people about these miracles, specific miracles. Mus'ab did not have much of the Quran, just a few ayat. And he did not want to talk about the miraculous things of the Quran here, just recite the Quran. That's all he did. But the Arabs, this was their language. And when they heard the Quran, immediately, this cannot be a word of human being. There was for the Arabs at that time, not the Arabs that they were really thinking in wathaniya, thinking in idol worship, that they have really no clean head. When you go to the Quran, if you understand the Arabic language, you have to say that this cannot be from a human being. It has to be from another source. So these people, but look at this. Sa'd ibn Mu'adh is the leader. And he went to his tribe. And he say, it is haram for me. These people do not know what happened to Sa'd. He went there, he say, it is haram for me to talk to your men and your women until you believe in Allah and in His Messenger. Sa'd is the leader, and he is taking his life in his hand. He can lose his leadership in 1 second. Who are you? What are you talking about? We do not want to have anything to do with you. We're going to take you off the leadership. He can lose that, but he does not care. He just went once he had the Islam in his heart. And the ulama say a beautiful thing here. The whole tribe became Muslim before nightfall, all of them, except one person called Al-Usayrim. One man did not embrace Islam. He the only one who violated the order of Sa'd. And he was a kafir until the Battle of Uhud, which is years after that. On the day of Uhud, he embraced Islam. And he went to the Prophet ﷺ and embraced Islam. And he fought in the Battle of Uhud and he died. Never ever pray 1 rak'ah. And the Prophet ﷺ said something very beautiful. He said, this guy had done very little, but the reward is huge. They never pray, never did anything. But he went, and the Prophet ﷺ knew that he is sincere. He became Muslim, he fought, he died. Now, the year after, which is the year 13 of prophethood, Mus'ab ibn Umayr, he went to Medina with 12 people. He came back the next year with 75 people, 73 men and 2 women. Okay, And they also did the same exact thing with the Prophet ﷺ. They secretly, because again, now Quraysh was really have eyes all over the place, because they knew that there are people who embrace Islam in Medina. And even the people from Medina, these people came in the season of Hajj, not telling people that we are Muslim. They just hidden that. And they came and they also met the Prophet ﷺ secretly at night in Aqabah. Now, Al-Abbas, who's the uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, he was still on shirk. He was not a Muslim. When he knew from the Prophet ﷺ that a delegation is gonna come meet him, and he told him that he is thinking about going to Medina. Although Al-Abbas was a mushrik, but was not an enemy of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, and Al-Abbas, because of he loved the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, although he's not a Muslim, he joined him. He came with him to meet these people. Now, Ka'b ibn Malik, which is, we're going to talk about him in a few weeks, inshallah. He is the one who reported that meeting. And he say, Al-Abbas came, and he was the one who took the delegation before the Prophet ﷺ. And he said the following. He say, I urge you not to draw my nephew. Don't fool him. Don't give him false promises. Don't drag him away from us, from the protection of his family and his relative. You guys know the position of Muhammad among us. He is loved and he is very respected among people. Even people who do not like his message, they still respect him. So he's very respectful. If you think he can carry out what you promised while inviting him to your town, if you can defend him, protect him against his enemies, so assume the burden. Go ahead and take him. But if you are going to surrender him or betray him, or you're not gonna be true to your promise, leave him to your people. So Ka'b ibn Malik is the one who is reporting this, and the Ka'b ibn Malik is the one who answered Al-Abbas. He say, we have heard your words. Now, Prophet of Allah, Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we want to hear from you. It is time for you to speak to us. And he say, اختر لنفسك ولربك. He say, take from us any pledge you want regarding your Lord and regarding yourself. Whatever your Lord wants from us and whatever you want from us, tell us what you want. And the Prophet ﷺ, again, he repeated the pledge of allegiance. He say the pillars of the pledge of loyalty. السمع والطاعة في المنشط والمكره. To listen and obey in all sets of circumstances. Again, this is the base where he's gonna go to Medina. But again, from the first second, he's just giving them the whole picture. I want you to listen to me and to obey me في المنشط والكسل, in all circumstances, whether you are healthy or you are lazy, if you are powerful or weak, I want you to listen to them. And the second thing, النفقة في العسر واليسر. I want you to spend in plenty as well and in scarcity. Whether you have money or you do not have money, whether you are poor or rich, you understand that you have an obligation to spend money on this da'wah. Number 3, الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر, to enjoying good and to forbid evil. Number 4, أن تقوموا في الله لا تأخذكم لومة لائم. In Allah's service, you will fear none of the censor, the criticism, the condemnation of anybody. In Arabic called لا تأخذكم في الله لومة لائم. You do not worry about anybody who say about what you do. If you're doing this for Allah, do not worry about condemnation or criticism of anybody. The third one, وَعَلَىٰ أَن تَنْصُرُونِي, that you defend me, debar me from anything where you protect yourself, your spouses and your wives. وأن تنصروني إذا قدمت إليكم وتمنعوني مما تمنعون منه أنفسكم وأزواجكم وأبناؤكم. You defend me as you defend your household, your wives, your kids. This is the thing. وَلَكُمُ الْجَنَّةِ. I do not I want all this from you, but I do not promise you anything. The only thing I promise you, وَلَكُمُ الْجَنَّةِ. Paradise is in store for you if you live by this. They agreed, but they wanted to make sure that they're not going to protect him, and then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him victory, he will leave Medina to go back to Mecca. They do not want to do this. So they wanted to make sure that he will never ever leave them and go back to Mecca. Okay? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him victory. So the Prophet ﷺ responded. He say, أَنَا مِنْكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ مِنِّي. I am from you and you are from me.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. Oh, for heaven's sake. I have no idea what happened that this phone only here.
And at this time,
And this time.
I was just listening to the recorded one this morning and it happened.
It happened? Yeah. The woman does not like what I say. You see, I don't understand what that means.
She wants you to talk to
Okay. So he say, I would never ever leave you. Your blood is my blood. In life and in death, I will always be there. And he was true to that. Even in death, he was buried in Medina.
This is before he did the hijrah.
Huh?
This is before the hijrah, right?
Of course.
So why are they making him promise them to stay?
I have no idea what to talk about because you started loud and then you went like this woman here.
I'm a little confused. These negotiations here are from people of Medina, some people of Medina that came to
Yes.
But why are they asking him to promise them to stay with them? He didn't decide to go to the...
No, he did. He's talking to them that I want you to take me. The timing is for me to decide. The timing in reality was not even for him. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to decide. But he say, I want to migrate. Islam is not moving here. Would you support me? But in order for you to support me, I want you to be true Muslims. I do not want clans support me because in the boycott, even the kuffar supported him. That's not the support that he wants because he's going to build a Muslim society. So he wants Muslims to support him. Okay? Now, think about the hard work, the patience, the perseverance, determination. It started to produce fruits now. After 13 years, the Prophet ﷺ starts to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Think about this. 13 years of continuous suffering, enduring hardship, suffering from alienation. He is living in his town, but he feels that he is a stranger. And he's treated as a stranger. He's treated as an enemy. And the ulama say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was easy for him to make Islam victorious. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would put him through all this? And this is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala moved the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Mecca, to Medina, and make it easy for him as he took him on the night journey, people are gonna say, this is, we all as a Muslim gonna expect that. But if the Prophet ﷺ and the companions, the best generation, would go through all this suffering, you and I, no matter what we suffer, this is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you look at the two pledges, two bay'ah, think about this. The two bay'ah are very similar. The two bay'ah. When he had that pledge with 12 people, was the same, more or less the same with the 75 people. Because it was similar that these people embraced the Islam and they knew what Islam is, and the same thing with the 75 people. But there was a big difference between both of them. The first pledge was 12 people. The second pledge was 75 people. This is the fruits. Of course, this is the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give one person the reward, give one person the thing that this one person, Mus'ab ibn Umair in 1 year, he is working hard. He understood the circumstances. He understood what the Prophet ﷺ charged him to do. And this is what he did. These are the fruits of his hard work. Of course, Nuh alayhi salam, 950 years. If da'wah, and Nuh is 2 billion times better than Mus'ab ibn Umair, he did not too many people followed him. Okay? But the Prophet ﷺ, the Mus'ab ibn Umair, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala eased his way. But to show us how serious people took Islam. This is the Prophet ﷺ charged him, because he was there to do two things. When he sent him, he has a dual job. The first one is to teach the new convert their deen. But that's not the only job. He's not sitting as an imam in masjid, and when people come to him and they ask him, this is half of his job. The other half is to propagate Islam. He went with 12 people. He taught them Islam, but he drew to Islam the rest of the 75 people. So that's his job. So, and the ulama take from this, when we read the Seerah of Rasulullah, why we study the Seerah? When I and you see that Mus'ab ibn Umair, because of his sincerity, because of his hard work, because of his understanding of the charge that Allah and the Prophet ﷺ charged him with, he took things seriously. And the ulama say, we all have to be Mus'ab ibn Umair. We all have to carry the flag that Mus'ab ibn Umair, but not to scare anybody. Every one of us, one of the essential part of our life is to propagate this deen, and not to scare you. If you only put your effort within your family and to bring up a new generation that understand Islam, you did your job. Each one of us, our ability, our tools are different. I can only limit myself to my family, which is fine. But I can go to a bigger circle. I can go to my community. I can go nationwide. I can go worldwide. Each one of us has a responsibility. And you do not have to be a scholar. The Prophet ﷺ, he say, بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. If you know one ayah, if you know one hadith, but you really understand it, and you know where this will be implemented, don't play scholar. Okay, I know this ayah, I know where it's implemented, I know the meaning, I deeply understand the meaning. Yes, with this ayah I am a scholar. I can reveal this, I can talk about it. So each one of us have responsibility to propagate this deen, and each one of us at his level. We have different circles. The second difference, that if you remember, the first one was not talking about jihad, but the second one was. He say, I want you to defend me. Now with the 12 people, no mention about jihad. He's talking now about serious defense, that you might find yourself in a war because of this deed. So he mentioned this. And the ulama say the funny thing, that jihad was not decreed yet. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not allow jihad yet. But the Prophet ﷺ, because these are the bases that the Prophet ﷺ gonna migrate on it. So he does not want to fool people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired him in this pledge to mention jihad. Although jihad was not decreed, was not allowed yet. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had inspired him to mention this because these were going to be the basis of the immigration. The ulama say, why the people of Medina, al-Ansar, were more receptive and more responsive, more open-minded to accept Islam than Quraysh. So the ulama asked that question. These all Arabs, why these people were open-minded, they were very receptive and they were very responsive, positively responsive to the Prophet ﷺ. And we have three reasons. The first reason is they are very different in nature. People of Medina. I'm going to tell you something. Until today, if you go to Medina, and wallahi this is true until today, when you go to Medina, it is very, very different feeling than Mecca. Very different feeling. People in general are tayyibin, good nature, simple people, polite people. This is very lenient, very, very, very tender-hearted. The Prophet ﷺ, they say they very different from the people of Mecca. They have good, tender nature, have leniency, merciful, more tolerant, no excuses, no arrogance. Quraysh was very arrogant because they were the leader of Arabia, and they did not reject the truth. And here is the thing: the people, Al-Arab, the Aus and the Khazraj, originally they're from Yemen. Originally from Yemen. And the Prophet ﷺ talk about the people of Yemen. The Prophet ﷺ, he say, these people, I'm going to say it in Arabic, أتاكم أهل اليمن أرق أفئدة وألين قلوبا. The Prophet ﷺ was in his masjid and delegation from Yemen came to the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ pushed the companions. He said, this delegation from Yemen, before they come, treat them with tenderness, because they are very tender people, naturally very good, tender hearts. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so the Prophet ﷺ praised them, and they are originally from Yemen. And the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also in Surah Al-Hashr, if you remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالَّذِينَ تَبَوَّأُوا الدَّارَ وَالْإِيمَانَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing the people of Medina. He say the Al-Ansar. He say, for those who were already settled in Medina and were firm in faith before the immigrant came to them, وَالَّذِينَ بَعْضُ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ يُحِبُّونَ مَنْ هَاجَرَ إِلَيْهِمْ. They truly love those who migrated to them. وَلَا يَجِدُونَ فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَا يَجِدُونَ فِي صُدُورِهِمْ حَاجَةً مِّمَّا أُوتُوا. And they feel no envy of what the immigrants have been given. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, He put the immigrants at the top level. And then He talk about the muhajirin, the second tier. But He talk about how tender, how good they are. So al-muhajirin, if this was for us, we're going to start to envy each other. So but al-Ansar, they were very, very happy that Allah mentioned them. They did not envy the immigrant, the muhajirin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, وَلَا يَجِدُونَ فِي صُدُورِهِمْ حَاجَةً مِّمَّا أُوتُوا. And they feel no envy for what the immigrants have been giving. Rather, they give them preference over their own themselves, even when they themselves in pressing need. When the immigrant came to Medina, even poor people, they will share whatever they have, half and half. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised them. So this was the first reason. And this is the ulama say, this is one of the hikmah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why He chose Medina. Because these people were very tender heart and they really good. The second one is, Al-Ansar mainly was two tribes. And they were fighting forever. Now, so they lived their life fighting each other. And when they heard about prophethood, the 75 people, they look at the Prophet ﷺ and they were very, very tired of war. Because war burned them big time. Kids die, men dies, and they lose their wealth. And the only winners were the Jews in Medina. So they totally depleted, extremely exhausted by war. They are burned badly by it. And they tasted the sourness, the bitterness of the war. And they really hated it. When they saw the face of Prophet ﷺ, they said something so beautiful. Ubay ibn Ka'b, he said, إِنَّا تَرَكْنَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ إِنَّا تَرَكْنَا قَوْمَنَا. We left our people behind. And وَلَا قَوْمَ بَيْنَهُمْ مِنَ الْعَدَاوَةِ وَالشَّرِّ مَا بَيْنَهُمْ. And these people, no other than them, have that level of hostility, enmity, animosity, friction, evil, and hatred. These people hate each other. They on each other's throat. May Allah make you the reason to unite them. So they look at his face and they saw beauty in his face, and they say, may Allah, we wanna all become Muslim, because maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on your hand, with you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will unite them. If Allah, Ya Rasulullah, unite them by you, no one is dearer to our heart than you. So they good people in nature, but war really killed them. And when they saw Prophet ﷺ, they were hoping that Prophet ﷺ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make him the cause to unite them. The third one is that Quraysh, for long time, they were really deeply in Wathaniya. And they really are barred for a long time from anything called prophet or prophethood. Since Ibrahim ﷺ, they never really heard anything about prophecy, prophethood. And they were really indulged drowned in paganism. And because of paganism was taking hold of their hearts, it was very difficult for them to accept Muhammad ﷺ, beside the arrogance, beside their nature. But the people of Medina, because they lived with the Jews, and they always hear the Jews talk about prophethood, prophecy, stuff like this, and the Jews also told them that this is the time for new prophet and stuff like this. So they were very receptive to in fact, they say, this is the prophet that the Jews promised, and we wanna join him before they join him. So as if this was, they were just waiting for it. Okay? The last thing that I want to say today is why also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of the wisdom, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not want Quraysh to be the support of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the support will come from outside, because people were going to say, and even some people even still say that today, which is falsely. They say that this is the deen of Muhammad was spread because of the tribal connection. His tribe, supported him. In fact, was totally the opposite. His tribe fought against him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want anybody to look at this deen as a deen, the nationalistic deen. This is the deen of the Arab. This is the deen of Quraysh. And this is one of the wisdom that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had done for this. Any question about these two pledges? If you have any question, that's good. If you don't, that will be even better.